How to steal his girl. How to get her if she has a boyfriend. 3 steps to stealing his girl. Warning, this video is pretty darn evil and dangerous. Be aware of karma. You gotta be a pretty heartless dog if you want to take another man's girl. 1SA takes no responsibility if you end up getting hurt or getting your ass kicked by an angry boyfriend. If you're easily offended, then click off immediately. Hi, you heartless animals. This video has been heavily requested by the 1SA gang. Let's get right into it. Perhaps there is a girl you like at school, work, or the gym that you see on a frequent basis in classes or your day-to-day life, but you know she's got a man. So you want to know how to go about stealing her. Well, your boy Don 1SA has the experience of doing this a few times in the past, player. Most of this comes down to playing your position and recognizing that everything has to move on the girl's schedule and not on yours. This means that you might not hear from her for weeks, or sometimes even months at a time, and you have to be cool with that. Your chances of getting her depend on 3 steps. Step 1, assess her attachment. Step 2, play your position. Step 3, catch her when she's vulnerable. Before we take a deeper look at these steps, I'm gonna assume you've already spoken to this girl a few times and she knows you exist. I'm also gonna assume she isn't creeped out by you and that you already meet her minimum attraction level. Step 1, assess her attachment. Fellas, before you even think about trying to take her, you need to first assess her attachment. If the girl you want is emotionally attached to her current man, then there's nothing that you can do. You won't be able to steal her. You see, guys, when a girl is attached to a man, then that means she has tunnel vision for him, and she doesn't even see other guys because she's on cloud 9 with her current man. Even if you're a better catch, or you're a higher value male than her current man, she still won't step out on him because she's too busy chasing his validation and is too focused on him. This also shows you the importance of always keeping a girl chasing your validation. On the other hand, if she's not attached or she views her current man as beta, then your chances of taking her just increased. So at this point, we need to move on to step 2. Step 2, play your position. Fellas, y'all need to know how to play your position. This means that whenever you regularly see her in your daily life, you respect that she has a man, and therefore you keep your conversation short and sweet. Keep it brief and cordial. Most importantly though, keep it moving. Basically, this step comes down to essentially walking away and waiting for her to reach out to you on social media or your phone. I'm assuming you're already following each other on the usual socials like IG, Snapchat, or that you have each other's numbers. Now I know that walking away seems counterintuitive because you feel like you ought to be doing some sort of action, right? But that's how most guys end up in the dreaded friend zone. Because you see, fellas, most guys will increase contact because they think by them always being available for her, she would eventually put them first in line when she breaks up. But that's where they get it all wrong. She needs to perceive you as a scarce resource and someone who can get other girls besides her. If you're acting like a beta orbiter hovering or orbiting around whilst you both know she's got a man, then best believe she knows you're desperate for her and you're gonna end up firmly in the friend zone. Fellas, this shows total scarcity on your behalf. It also makes it look like you have no other options. So when she does eventually break up with her man, why should she choose you? In fact, when she does eventually break up, she'll eventually choose another dude that doesn't chase or pursue, which will probably make you feel super salty because you wasted all that time being a sneaky motherfucker, trying to be her beta orbiter and she ended up choosing someone else. I mean, guys, if you don't respect yourself, why should she respect you either? Step 3, catching her when she's vulnerable. So now that you walked away and have focused on other girls and returned your focus back to your grind, I want you to push it to the back of your mind. At this point, the ball is in her court, and in a few weeks or months, you might get a random, "Hey stranger" text out the blue, either through cell phone or social media. Don't be deceived. It doesn't mean she's ready to do anything just yet. So don't get too overexcited and calm your ass down. The biggest problem with most guys is that they get too excited and start trying to move things too fast. Like, nigga, chill. You need to be patient. In fact, The first "hey" text usually means she's just testing out the waters. She's also reminding you that she hasn't completely forgot about you. You want to respond to that first text a few hours later. If she begins to start a conversation with you through text, you reply with statements and not questions. Do not mention anything about meeting up or getting together. Also, if she calls you, then you want to keep the convo brief and short. You need to rush her off the phone. Essentially, you don't want to be too friendly because you'll end up in the friend zone, but also you don't want to be cold neither. Otherwise, she'll dismiss you as a prospective future option. Remember, you know she has a boyfriend. This means she's only reaching out to you as a way to begin lining up her replacement because her relationship might be on the rocks, or she's arguing with her man, or he's showing weakness. Either way, there's still a long way to go. It's crucial you limit your non-sexual attention. This part is critical because if you give her too much of your non-sexual attention, you can f this up. Okay, so after her first interaction with you, be prepared to not hear from her again, probably for a few weeks or a month or two. Once again, you have to wait for her to hit you up. Meanwhile, continue to focus on other girls, etc. So after a few weeks, she might hit you up again with another "hey" text. When she does this, you have to re-follow the same principles about limiting your non-sexual attention and finding the balance between not being overly friendly, but also not being too dismissive. Also, you can't be butthurt about her randomly coming in and out of your life like this. You know she has a man. You know her situation. You know everything has to move on her schedule. You have to accept that this process will take weeks or even months. You need to remain emotionally detached. In fact, the fact you're not butthurt will show her that you clearly have other girls in your life, and this will increase her attraction for you because you're not dying to see her. Have emotional self-control. The whole process requires patience and can take a few months. Anyway, after a few more random monthly "hey" texts, she will eventually request to see you. At this point, it probably means she's emotionally weak and she wants to do anything to get her mind off him. At this point, she's vulnerable and now's your chance. Now's your chance! You have to strike hard. You're like a predator waiting for its prey and now it's time to strike. Agree to meet up. At this point, you're on your own and you've officially got the opportunity to steal his girl. So now I know what some of y'all might be thinking. But Don 1SA, you said earlier in step 1 that if the girl is attached to a man, that means step 2 and 3 are pointless. The only thing you can do if she's attached is to wait until the attachment weakens. The same steps and principles I mentioned in this video still apply, but because she's attached, it means this process can take significantly longer. In fact, this could take several months or even a few years before you even get the first "hey stranger" text. You don't want to put your whole life on hold waiting for her. No high-value man would be willing to do this. You should assume she's taking forever and start focusing on other girls. If she reaches out, then good. Just follow all the steps outlined in this video. If not, plenty more fish in the sea, player. And that's it, fellas. Like, comment, sub. Gang, gang, gang.